familiar name, not just in the political arena, but also in the entertainment industry. Ravi has proven himself to be an all-rounded, dynamic individual, being involved in the party for many years. Yes, Dr. Bunilal, you too. Ravi currently serves as the party organizer on the national executive and is seeking a re-election for a position he has done brilliant in. A former candidate in both the 2007 and the 2015 general elections, Ravi was elected as the Member of Parliament for the constituency of Couva North in the 2020 general election and has been advocating for his constituents inside and outside of Parliament. A long-standing believer and defender of the UNC, Ravi continues to stand by and support no other person than Honorable KAMLA Bisessa as she leads the star team in the 2022 NATEX elections. Let's welcome MP Ravi Ratiram.
Thank you very much, Chairperson, for such a warm introduction. My brothers and sisters, a pleasant good night to each and every one of you. Are we ready to return Mrs. KAMLA Bisessa as the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago? Honorable political leader and the best Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Mrs. KAMLA Bisessa, my colleagues at the head table, members of parliament, senators, coordinators, local government representatives, shadow councillors, my colleagues on the national executive, members of the youth arm, members of the women's arm, our constituency executive, our party's mobilization machinery, area managers, PD leaders, street captains, polling agent, mock station assistant, drivers, support staff, activists, brothers and sisters, members of the media. Are we ready for the upcoming battle to return good governance to Trinidad and Tobago? I say to you tonight, brothers and sisters, that battle cry is on the horizon, and gears up because the battle is surely coming sooner than we expect. And as soon as that election bell is rung, whether it is local government or general election, we, the United National Congress, is going to be victorious at the polls. I am Ravi Ratiram, and I am contesting the position of party organizer on the star team of the UNC. And I want to state categorically here tonight and make it crystal clear that I support the only person, the best person to hold our party together, to unite all forces, to fight the PNM whenever that election is called. The best leader this party has ever had, Mrs. KAMLA Bisessa. Yeah! Do I have your support? Brothers and sisters, today I had the cause to issue a press release calling upon the Minister of Works and Transport, Rohan Sinanan, and this wicked PNM government to stop geographically discriminating against our UNC constituency and our UNC-controlled regional corporation. When we drive across our country, brothers and sisters, we are experiencing some of the worst roads or some of the most gigantic potholes that we have ever come across in the history of this country. Just earlier this week, my brothers and sisters, a bridge in the constituency of Couva North collapsed. It collapsed into the Caparo River. Brothers and sisters, I made representation of this matter at 2 standing finance committee. Minister Rohan Sinanan gave the assurance that they will do what is necessary to provide the repair and the maintenance. We conducted site visit, and Minister in the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries, Avinash Singh, came to that location where only a small portion of the west wall of that bridge was being eroded. And like how we all know the PNM stands for promises that never materialize, brothers and sisters. So said, so done. They sat there, no action, talk only, did absolutely nothing. And what we have happening this week is that entire bridge has now collapsed into the watercourse of the Caparo River. Brothers and sisters, the Honda River joins the Caparo River in central Trinidad. And it's a huge amount of water that comes down there. So you know, as soon as the rain and the showers come down, what is going to happen in that area? Our farmers are going to be flooded out, brothers and sisters. Residents of Woodford Lodge and Edinburgh Gardens and the majority of Chagonas and Couvernot and central Trinidad is going to be flooded out because of the sheer incompetence and mismanagement of this PNM Rowley-led administration, brothers and sisters. That is why it is important that we all come together and we all heed the call of our political leader for us to unite the citizens of this country. And as soon as that battle cry is sounded, brothers and sisters, we unite as one country, one nation, one people to get rid of this incompetent Rowley administration. Brothers and sisters, I have served this party for many, many years. I recall working closely with Ms. Prasad Bisesa way back in 2005 when we had that internal election, when those folks who broke away after in 2005, Mr. Dukaran and his team was fighting Mrs. Prasad Bisesa and her team. I spent days and nights in that office down in Siparia in Pinal. And I recall how we worked for that internal election. And right after, when they were not victorious, you recall where they went into Center of Excellence. He walked in as the political leader of the UNC, and he walked out as the political leader of the COP. Well, in that election with the COP fought us in 2007, I contested the general election as a candidate for the constituency of Labre because we were fighting Mr. Manning and the implementation of the smelter in Labre, in Otohiti, in Union, in Chatham, brothers and sisters. I recall serving this party from 2010 to 2015 with my colleague Randy Ramtahal as a member of the board of directors at TSTT. The PNM had a plan when we went in there, brothers and sisters, to turn around TSTT and drive it into the ground so that the share value of that company will go next to nothing, and they will sell out TSTT to their friends, families, and financiers, brothers and sisters. With Randy Ramtahal and Mr. Snaggs and other members of the board for that 5 years, under the guidance and leadership of Mrs. KAMLA Prasad Bisesa, we turned around that company, brothers and sisters. And I recall in 2015, when I resigned to become a candidate for the constituency of Point Fortin, we left TSTT declaring a profit of $320 million in that year, brothers and sisters. In 2015, brothers and sisters, I served this party as another general election candidate for the seat of Point Fortin. When I was asked by Mrs. Prasad Bisesa, would you be willing to take up that fight? I said, leader, I will serve anywhere you want me to serve. Even if it means packing up the chair after a Monday night forum or taking up the garbage, I will do what it takes to build this party and to grow this party so that we will become stronger than ever and we will return you as our Prime Minister. In 2015, brothers and sisters, I was elected as the party organizer on the same star team led by Mrs. Prasad Bisesa. And I want to share with you that from then to now, brothers and sisters, I recall in 2016, we were in some dark days of opposition. where we had limited representation at local government. We had lost the Sangre Grande Regional Corporation in 2016 because of the divide and the split, where one of our UNC aldermen contested against the party and divided us, causing the PNM. But Mrs. Prasad Bisesa has always taught us to stay disciplined, to stay focused, and to stay united, to embrace everyone and bring all stakeholders on board. And so we executed a disciplined strategy. It was not out there for the public to know what was happening inside our party, because we work strategically in this party, and we have been working under the guidance and the leadership of Mrs. Prasad Bisesa. 2016, 17, 18, under the guidance of our campaign manager, Firoz Khan, we went in there, brothers and sisters, and under a PNM government, a PNM-controlled Sangre Grande Regional Corporation with Nasser Hussain, we was able to take from the hands that held it, we were able to take from the PNM, the Sangre Grande Regional Corporation, and we continue to grow representation on local government, where now we have 7 UNC control corporation and 7 PNM. But I want to tell you something. We lost San Fernando City Corporation by only 30 votes in one seat and 80 votes in another seat. And when I look at the kind of work and guidance and leadership that Mrs. Prasad Bisesa has given to our team and the San Fernando City Corporation, I know as soon as that local government election is called, we are going to win and bring home to the UNC the city of San Fernando. And brothers and sisters, the work of the party continues. Just as how we did not have this seat, just as how we did not have this seat with Lovell had controlled this seat, brothers and sisters, so too your member of parliament from Madruga Tableland, a very hard-working and dedicated young woman, bright individual coming out of the University of the West Indies with a degree in environmental management. Michelle Benjamin, she was able to go out with your support and bring home the Maruga Tableland seat to the United National Congress. So, brothers and sisters, I want to tell you tonight, brothers and sisters, that the work of our party continues, but it starts now. As we consolidate the base of our party in this upcoming internal election, I want to ask each and every one of you who are members of the UNC, who are here tonight and tune on to our live, I want to ask you, when that election bell is called, come out in your numbers, place your X next to the symbol of the star as we elect a star team back into office. Our political leader has told us the strength of the party is with the leader, and the strength of the leader is with the party. I want to close off by sharing with you the poem from the Jungle Book. It's called The Jungle Law. For this is the law of the jungle, as real and as true as the sky. And the wolf that keepeth will prosper, but the wolf that breaketh must die. Like the creeper that girdles the tree trunk, this law runneth forward and back. For the strength of the wolf is the pack, and the strength of the pack is the wolf. Brothers and sisters, I thank you very much for your support. Remember, on the 26th of June, come out in your numbers, place your X next to that star, and let us vote Mrs. KAMLA Prasad Bisesa as our leader, and we return good governance to our country. Thank you very much.
Ravi Ratiram, your next party organizer. And joining in that momentum, Michelle Benjamin is our next speaker, serving as local government councillor for Hindustan St. Mary's for 2 consecutive terms. She's now a member of parliament for Maruga Tableland, a UNC activist involved in so many different organizations and has served in several capacities in the UNC. Let's put our hands together and welcome MP Michelle Benjamin.
So my problems is like steroids, boy. I get my doses from all kinds of sources, and all of them still gacking.
Good night to my UNC family. I said good night to my UNC family. Tonight, my job here is easy. I am here to endorse the star team. I am here to endorse Ms. KAMLA Prasad Bisesa, our beloved political leader and our next Prime Minister. There is too many constituencies seated here. I know that we had enough. Who had enough here? Say enough is enough. Or they see the price of chicken? Now if they see the price of chicken, or they go say enough is enough a little harder. Or they see the price of flour? From the time KAMLA left office to now. Just now we might have to stop eat flour and we have to stop eat chicken. So what are we going to eat? No, we're not eating grass. You know what we're going to do? We're going to come out on the 26th and put back the Honorable Mrs. KAMLA Prasad Bisesa, a woman that cares for us, a woman that has shown her compassion time and time again, a woman that would have used that compassion and turned it into action. She don't just come with manifestos like the PNM government, and the day before election, they remember, hey, we didn't do this, boy. During the course of 2010 to 2015, she built schools. Every speaker here would have told you how many schools, how many children would have benefited from laptop. She gave the children grant. She built the life fund. She built the hospital. She took that life fund and she made sure that every MP seated here contributed a portion of their salary to that life fund. This PNM government have not done that. Instead, it's one scandal after the next. And now they're putting scandal with our children in the schools and in the homes. So if you had enough, say you had enough. Don't just come and sit down here. As each one of the speakers said, this is the time for battle. I'm going to say this is the war cry. We are here to rally the troops. The purpose of tonight is to rally the troops. We are rallying for internal. And after internal, as our election officer said, we are going into local. And after local is general. But I want us to be ready. I want us to forget the infighting. I want us to forget all who's saying that our leader is not capable. I am here to tell you she's capable. I am here to tell you I would have served in many different positions in this party. Who here amongst us are street captains? I am a proud street captain. I still check on my machinery to date, and I'm asking you to go out there and check on your machinery, because I started as a street captain, then graduated to councillor, and now I'm the member of parliament, and that is because our great leader saw potential. Underneath her, there is always room for growth. She does not stifle, as some will have us believe. You know why the PNM government feared the Honorable KAMLA Prasad Bisesa? Because of the passion and the love she chose. And because of that passion and that love, we are gathered here tonight. And she could call a meeting, as I would say, like my granny would say, she could call a meeting in her aunt's nest, and we, her troops, will be present. And they fear that power. Is the power she reigns over the hearts of Trinidad and Tobago. And you know why? They know she's going back into government. And you know what has hurt me? Is that the people she loved the most question her strength. But we are gathered here tonight to rally you and to tell you to stand. I stand proudly at the side of Mrs. KAMLA Prasad Bisesa. And I and my constituency, Murga Tableland, we are ready for war. Because we stand with a woman of action, a woman that is going to bring back this country. The only person capable to remove all this destruction is the Honorable KAMLA Prasad Bisesa. And before I leave the podium, I must say that I am proud of the slate chosen. I am proud of my deputy political leaders. One is seated here, and when you hear that lion come and he roars tonight, you will see why we call him the lion. And I am proud of my Honorable Miss Jolene John. Now that woman is a fighter. When I invite Miss Jolene John to walk, I just have to run. She says she's walking, but I just have to run to catch up. Because when you hear it comes for party work and work for the people, she don't mix business. She calling you 4 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. It has to get done. And these are the people that we are going to put in place to see about your business, my business, and the business of Trinidad and Tobago. So I'm asking you on the 26th to come out and put back Mrs. KAMLA Prasad Bisesa. I thank you, my beloved brothers and sisters.
Come on, you can do better than that. Put your hands together for vibrant, young, beautiful MP Michelle Benjamin. Mr. Rodney Charles is the current Member of Parliament for Naparima and has been since 2015. Well, wait, he is feared by those opposite in the Parliament, and who fear him the most? No other than Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. Wait, wait. He also served as Trinidad and Tobago's ambassador to the United Nations and as public relations officer of the United National Congress. Decades of service to the UNC and the people of Trinidad and Tobago, MP Rodney Charles continues to stand by and support Mrs. KAMLA Prasad Bisesa as she leads the STAR team in the 2022 NATEX election. Welcome, Mr. Rodney Charles.
I get my doses from all kinds of sources, and all of them still can't kill me now. You see, as them sink me on the ISO, right on this.
Friends and family, my job is simple here tonight. I wish to indicate to you that I support KAMLA Prasad Bisesa and the STAR team on the 26th of June. And if you ask me why, it is because, when I was introduced, I want to tell the PNM, and I want to tell Keith Christopher Rowley, I don't afraid him. And the reason why I don't afraid him is because I'm led by a lion and a tiger and a strong lady. Yeah! A strong lady. And ladies and gentlemen, let us understand clearly that we are in a battle. June 26 is wartime. And you and all of us are soldiers. And when soldiers hear the battle cry, soldiers go to their posts, and soldiers take the instructions in order to defeat the wicked, corrupt, inept People's National Movement. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, citizens of our country line up in the rain to go and leave Trinidad. Under KAMLA Prasad Bisesa, people were coming to Trinidad. Now under Rowley, people are running from Trinidad and Tobago. So when you go to war, you fighting for not yourself. I could live. I'm 73. I have enough money saved up. I could, I am expensive. I could live. But my children will suffer. My grandchildren will suffer, and your grandchildren will suffer. And that is why, when June 26 comes, that is the start of the battle cry. And don't let the PNM weaken you. Don't fall for dotish talk. Let me tell you something. I live in Trinidad long enough. I pass through every prime minister. I write speeches for every prime minister in Trinidad. You know who's the best prime minister? KAMLA Prasad Bisesa. Listen. The PNM recognized that the only way they could beat us is to divide us. And scripture tells us that a house divided against itself, let me hear the church people in here, cannot stand. Give yourself a round of applause. Give yourself, because they realized that the only way they could break us is by breaking our spirit. And that is why in Parliament, they call me all kind of names. They tell me go Grenada, wherever. They tell me, where's the other place? Barbados. But tell them